Hey everyone, Coach Johnson here with another activity for you this week called Connect the Dot Target Toss. Okay, before we get started with our activities, we always like to stretch and warm up first. So if you haven't done that yet, pause the video, go stretch, warm up, get loose, and when you're ready, come back and press play.
Here are some things you will need: a clear, safe space to play, a starting spot, about 9 targets, and a soft object to toss. Now I'm starting with a star here as my starting spot, a spot to throw to, and a beanbag to toss with. So take a couple of tosses. If you miss, it's fine. Just pick it up, go back to the starting spot, and try again. Once you've made 2, 3 in a row and you feel pretty comfortable about your ability to toss to the spot, you will be ready to set up and play the game. Now, if you don't have a fancy star and spot to play with, don't worry. You can use something like a thermos and a sheet of paper as your spot. You can also use a pair of socks. I like to take the socks, unfold them, so I just have one sock. That way, when I toss it, it lands a little bit softer. It doesn't bounce the same way a full pair of socks does. Remember, if you toss and miss, just pick it up, take it back to the original spot, and try again. Once you've made 2 or 3 in a row, you will be ready to start the game. Put your starting spot down first. And then if you've got about 9 spots, mine are numbered, but if you're using paper, you can write the numbers on there. Space them out however you want. There's no specific way to do it. As you can see, I'm going a little bit further each time. I'm doing more steps each time I go to set out another one. That way, it gets harder as I go along. But there's no specific way that you have to do it. You can make your course however you want. You can spread them out all over the place. You can make some of them real short, some of them real long. However you want to do it. They can go in a straight line. They can go in a circle. They can go all over the room. They could even go into multiple rooms if it was safe to do so and it was okay with your parents. Now, you just want to make sure when you're setting these spots out that they're not close to anything that might break if you were to miss and hit it, like a lamp or a vase or something like that. But you make the course however you want. Make it as funky or as weird as you want to have the most fun that you can. Once you're set up, go to your starting spot, find number 1, and start tossing. If you make it on 1, toss to number 2. If you make it to 2, toss to number 3, so on and so forth. If you miss, it's okay. Just pick it up, go back to the spot you were just on, and try again. If any part of the beanbag lands on the spot, count it. So if just a corner of the beanbag or socks lands on the spot, that's fine. The only way you're going to go back to the spot you were on before is if none of it is on the spot. But each time you're finding the next spot to throw to if they're numbered. So go in order and see if you can get all the way through the course in as few throws as possible. And remember, if you miss, simply pick it up and go back to the spot you were at before to try again. So here's what it would look like with your thermos and paper, okay? Like I said, you make the course however you want. If you notice this time I'm not marching anything out, I'm kind of just spreading them out however I see fit. Some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. It's not as structured as the first time, and that's okay. Each time you make your course, you can change it up. You could play one course and then set up a completely different one. But you're going to start at the beginning, pick up your socks, find your next target, and connect the dots. Okay? The numbering will help you remember which way to go, though. So if you want to number your sheets of paper, just write the number on there big enough for you to be able to see it from each spot, and then follow the course. Remember, if you miss, that's okay. Just pick it up and go back to the spot you were just on to try again. If you're playing with another person, alternate turns. So if I throw first, then my partner gets to throw. and we take turns that way. If one of us misses, we just go back to the spot we were just on and try again with our next throw. Also, if you're playing with someone else, you could take turns setting up the course. So for the first round, I might set up the course, and the next round, my partner sets it up. And that's pretty much it. But some things to remember. Make sure your target spots or dots aren't close to any breakable objects. If you're playing with a partner, take turns throwing and creating the course. If you miss on your throw, it's okay. Just pick it up and try again. And as always, we want to be safe and have fun. Thanks, guys. Come back next week for another activity.